O.J. Simpson is no more. Despite his departure, the name will never fail to ring a bell. One of the most highly televised events in history, the O.J. Simpson murder case, is still fresh in our minds. The former NFL star, who was not found guilty despite overwhelming evidence, shocked the world with the facts related to the murder case that came to light. The double murder witnessed the killing of O.J.'s ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ronald Goldman. Reportedly, the attacker incapacitated Nicole by either striking her with his fist or the handle of the knife, resulting in a significant bruise on the right side of her head. Medical examiners suggest that this injury likely explains why the subsequent 4 stab wounds to her neck were closely clustered together. This indicated that she was likely only partially conscious and offered little to no resistance. The 4 wounds inflicted on Nicole, although fatal, didn't stop the murderer. While she lay face down on the ground, the attacker grabbed her by the hair from behind and viciously slit her throat, nearly decapitating her. Ronald did suffer a similar level of overkill, indicating the assailant's intense rage. He was cornered by the killer in a section of the front yard enclosed by a high gate, effectively trapping him. He endured over 24 stab wounds, including those to his chest, abdomen, thigh, and head. The official cause of death was severe blood loss, a consequence that would have occurred even with only half the number of wounds inflicted. While the mother was brutally attacked outside their Brentwood home, Nicole and O.J.'s kids were sleeping inside the house. Even though the kids were present in the house, it was Nicole's dog who discovered the crime scene. Nicole and Ronald were left lying in their own blood for hours before they were discovered by her dog. Distressed, the dog got the attention of the neighbors, apparently pulling them towards the scene. A former NFL star and actor, O.J., was one of the most famous individuals in America at the time. His involvement in the case brought unprecedented media attention. A new TV station called Court TV had recently been founded, and the ratings were so off the charts that the nation's largest television networks each began carrying the trial in lieu of popular daytime soap operas. Ultimately, the trial's verdict became the single highest-rated event in television history up to that time. Controversially, O.J. attended his ex-wife's funeral among massive media fanfare. Nicole's funeral was open casket, and witnesses, including Nicole's mother, say they saw O.J. spend a lengthy time with her body, even kissing her on the lips and saying sorry. Time magazine had altered O.J.'s complexion to appear several shades darker than his actual skin tone in the mugshot that was published. But that wasn't the only instance of manipulation surrounding his image. Prior to the jury's arrival, the defense team, aiming to highlight allegations of racial bias by the police, took steps contrary to whitewashing the estate. They replaced pictures of O.J. with white friends with those featuring black family members and fellow former athletes. Attorney Carl Douglas, a member of the defense team, humorously acknowledged that the reason they didn't replace his photos with those of white individuals was because the whole house would have been devoid of pictures. Before embarking on the iconic low-speed chase in the white Bronco, O.J. wrote a peculiar note. This note, read aloud to the press by his lawyer and friend Robert Kardashian, led many to speculate that it was a suicide note, although O.J. denied this interpretation. The note contained phrases such as, "Why do I end up like this? I can't go on. I can't subject my children to that. This way, they can move on and go on with their lives." After the note was read by Robert, O.J. went on the run in his white Bronco, which was driven by Al Cowings, who informed police that O.J. had a gun to his own head. The slow pace of the chase was a direct result of this situation, with approximately 20 police cars trailing the Bronco. During the chase, police officers who communicated with O.J. via cell phone reported that he made bizarre remarks such as, "Just gonna go with Nicole." The Bronco eventually pulled into his Brentwood home, where police allowed him to enter and have a conversation with his mother. All regular television programming was interrupted. The NBA Finals were even paused to broadcast the chase. Around 95 million people tuned in to watch the chase take place live. A total of 108 DNA exhibits were presented during the trial, including 61 drops of blood that incriminated O.J. Nicole's blood, which was discovered not only on the infamous gloves, but also on a sock found at O.J.'s home. Additionally, Ronald's blood was discovered in O.J.'s truck, further supporting the prosecution's case against him. The defense launched a scorching campaign to delegitimize the seemingly ironclad DNA evidence as compromised, contaminated, corrupted, evidence as a ploy by racist cops to frame the black defendant. Mark Fuhrman, the LA police officer who found the infamous bloody glove hours after the double murder, had a record of being racist. While Fuhrman vigorously denied claims of being one, it was proved otherwise. The defense produced multiple witnesses and audio tapes that confirmed his bias. The defense not only had a racist cop, but it also had a racist cop committing perjury. The gloves, which were blood evidence, did not fit OJ due to numerous reasons. OJ had to wear plastic medical-style gloves to try them on. Such material creates friction, making it harder to put an already snug layer atop it, especially when the person has a vested interest in not accomplishing that task. A gifted actor who had appeared in commercials and movies, it would be wise to say that he was skilled enough to pretend to be honestly trying to get the gloves on, albeit unsuccessfully. This also led to perhaps the most memorable closing argument line ever. "Those gloves didn't fit," remarked lead defense attorney Johnny Cochran. "And if it doesn't fit, you must acquit." On the morning of October 3, 1995, approximately 100 million viewers tuned in to witness the live announcement of the verdict. Security measures were implemented as a precaution against potential rioting. Across the nation, water usage decreased significantly as people were glued to their televisions, unable to even take a break to make a cup of tea or use the restroom. Many of them were profoundly stunned to learn the final outcome, a verdict of not guilty. After learning the most grueling facts about the Simpson murder case trial, do you think one of the most powerful men in America was being unfairly protected by the law and highly influential individuals? Could the case have taken a different route had the glove gambit taken place more fairly? Tell us in the comments down below.